every week another exciting interspecies athletic contest as man continues to struggle for supremacy over our ever-contracting Earth.
You were born back in the 20th century, were you not?
Yes, sir. Yeah?
Did you find anything new and different when you first came?
Wandering around.
Well, how does it know my name?
What?
Wandering around.
Oh, they call everybody.
Sometimes.
Be careful, don't let them read your mind.
Wondering. Natural resources, organic rhythms in the office. The mood is like a whale who's fishing for sawfish. The bear's hungry monthly. The clash of the titans, flexible accessories. That's in the genes, the fortified minerals. That's what the energy used to engine feed. The nature of gear developing from the seed. The wanderer. The wanderer. The wanderer. The wanderer. The wanderer. The wanderer. The wanderer.
Welcome everyone to episode 653 of the Black Brain Trust. This is Black Tech Talk. Give you guys in just a minute.
Shaggy Mr. Boom back. Denim. I have nothing to prove in slacks. Solid estimates of a prediction. Cause a human ear to listen. Copying is prohibited. Giving whips to drive a convo like a Broham Lincoln. Sitting on that leather seat, sinking in. The wanderer. 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 Antibiotics land the comfort zones. It's in the voices, the overtones, syncopated, related, and penetrated the machinery who made it. It's studied by scientists in schools, studying lasers. Turn on the phases. My lyrics seem to amaze us. All five of us. The music and conception is live to us. Feel the orchestration. The demonstration.
I'm sorry, man. I had to start this up with some Cool Keith, man. My favorite MC of all time. Yay, Cool Keith.
Seconds from now will become the first.
All right. Okay, let's do it, man. Because today's been a rough one. I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but Tiger Woods, man. So out in Palos Verdes, which is the headquarters of where my race team is, funny enough, I don't know, man. His vehicle went off, and he rolled his SUV 3 times, man. And from what I'm hearing, man, his leg got crushed. You know. So I want to give just an honest, heartfelt well wishes and speedy recovery. And just prayers to Tiger Woods and his family, his children. I don't know if you guys heard about that today. So, you know, it's kind of house stuff and then that kind of stuff. And then what happens here is that it gets heavy on my mind. And then I'm kind of, yeah. So, you know. Too much of the shit's been hitting close to home, too close to home lately, and it just seems like every time I, you know, check my notifications on the phone or I wake up in the morning, it's always some shit, you know. Let me salute everybody who's here so far. Engineering Cannabis, Orbidai, Aldo, and Devin. What's up, you snob? Peace, y'all. Okay, let's do it. And throw a 7 in the chat if the sound with the music and everything's cool, because last night it was a tad bit loud and I had to figure out, how to get everything adjusted. Because ever since I did an driver update to the NVIDIA card, it was, I don't know, things got weird. Let's see here. Perfect. Okay. All right. So the first one is from TechCrunch. Justice Through Code is a free coding program for those impacted by the criminal justice system. Now, salute to Mike V. If you go dig back in the archives, we did a live stream regarding how people who had previously been incarcerated can get into the IT fields. We had also even went on to, I think it was like Nyla says, and Mike and I did we did an interview with Nyla and talked about this as well. So let's dig into this. People who have spent time in jail or prison are often face barriers to accessing stable jobs, housing, and financial services. These types of barriers are a key driver to recidivism for the more than 600,000 people who are released from prison each year. Between 2005 and 2014, an estimated 68% of people released in 2005 were arrested again within 3 years. In 9 years, 83% of those released in 2005 were rearrested, according to the U.S. Department of Justice's Bureau of Justice Statistics. Justice Through Code, a semester-long coding and interpersonal skill intensive that takes place at Columbia University, aims to provide alternative paths for people once they re-enter society. Throughout the semester, students learn the fundamentals of Python and other computer science basics. And they also receive career coaching, public speaking training, and learn negotiation skills and how to write a resume. Now, if you want to know that kind of stuff right there, man, how to write a resume, get it me, get it Mike V, get it Madonna 11. With your plug. Once students complete the program, Justice Through Code, which held its first cohort last year with just over 30 students, puts them in touch with its partners for paid internships and jobs. Of the students in the first cohort who were interested in finding jobs or internships after the program, more than 80% of them were placed in relevant roles within 6 months. Justice Through Code founder Aidan McDonald told TechCrunch. Antoine, it says pictured above, but I don't see. Oh wait, that's Antoine right there. That's Antoine. Is one of the graduates who secured an internship after the program. Antoine has been interning full-time at Columbia in the dang. He flipped it into an internship at Columbia in the school's IT department. Wow. What? It was amazing that just within 1 year of me coming across that flyer on Facebook, I'm actually working an internship at Columbia. Antoine told TechCrunch. And it's just been tremendous. I mean, it's been nonstop learning every single day. Good shit, bro. Before that, Antoine spent time at Emergent Works. It really gave me my first opportunity of using the theory that I learned in the program in a working setting, Antoine said. Justice Through Code works with a handful of tech partners to support its program and its students. AWS, Amazon Web Services, for example, provides laptops to students who need them, while technologists from Google, Slack, and Coursera speak to students on their experiences in tech. AWS has yet to hire folks from the program, but an AWS spokesperson says the company is excited to present opportunities to graduates. It's definitely our intention to hire individuals from this program, the spokesperson told TechCrunch. Justice Through Code is now accepting applications for its third cohort, which McDonald says he hopes will have a class size of 60 people. While Justice Through Code does not require applicants to have any prior coding experience, the program does want participants to be comfortable using computers. The application process also seeks to determine how well someone may be equipped to deal with frustrations that come with learning how to code. So much of learning how to code is being in a kind of state where you don't know everything, McDonald said, and it can be highly frustrating. And so I think seeing how the process of how people work through problems is beneficial. We do a couple logic problems in the interview, and it's really not a matter of does somebody have the answer to this, but we actually have the answers in pairs. So if somebody struggles on one question, we'll go through in detail how to solve that and then see what their process is of applying that same principle of logic to subsequent questions that utilize the same principles. So how people are responding in a learning environment, as well as kind of curiosity, the industry, that's a typo, about the industry, and just a real drive to succeed if they're selected to participate in the program. Justice Through Code is not the only program that serves folks impacted by the criminal justice system. The Last Mile teaches folks business and coding skills while incarcerated, and similarly has partnerships in place with tech companies that help returned citizens find jobs. McDonald, who himself spent time in prison, says he hopes Justice Through Code can help to shift the negative stereotypes of the formerly incarcerated as not having any future beyond a minimum wage job. Salute to Antoine. Good shit, Brody. Yeah, that guy right there. Big him up. You know what I'm saying? Getting his butter leg coating on and shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do that BS, dude, all the time. You know what I mean? Mike V, what's going on, G? James. All right, Professor Black Ops, what's going on? Yeah, let me do this here. Oh, we got dislike. Revel. Know the right number, you can get up and hit it while you in the soul to the highest bidder, like fruits and berries. Bring daddy loot in a hurry. Just be cute and don't worry. Time to make a nigga hallucinate and admit it. Then she started losing weight, letting everybody hit it. Unlike Allie, sometimes she I'll drop that. I'm gonna get into this next article here. Wait a minute. Boom. All right. This one also is from TechCrunch right here. This is Japan's Uncovered Fund launches $15 million fund to back early stage startups in Africa. Now, we've been banging the drum on where all of this is pointed towards, and it's the motherland, you heard. Uncovered Fund, a VC firm targeting early stage startups in Africa, announced today that it has launched its $15 million fund, which is expected to close at the end of June this year. The Tokyo-based outfit, funded by Takuma Terakubo, in 2019 will invest $50,000 to $500,000 in African startups in seed and Series A stages. Before Uncovered Fund, Terakubo was CEO of Leapfrog Ventures. I heard of them, actually. I've heard of them. Together with Japanese venture capital firm Samurai Incubate. Damn, that's a dope-ass name. They launched the Samurai Incubate Fund, a fund focused on early-stage African startups. You know what? I'm starting to get some ideas. During his time there, the firm raised more than $2.5 million targeted at startups in Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Mara, hello, South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria. Now, salute to Mike, because he was here in Rwanda and here in South Africa, okay, back in early 2000, late 2019, early 2000, right before COVID hit. You know what I'm saying? Doing groundwork. So, you know what I'm saying? He was right where the action was. It's also financed more than 10 startups with checks similar to Uncovered Funds. Yeah, the $50,000 to $500,000 range. Terakubo doesn't say why he left Samurai Incubate Fund. He's trying to get paid on his own. But according to him, Uncovered Fund's investment methodology is different from his previous firms because it doesn't bring only money to the table. That's what I mean. He went to go do his own thing. We do not make scattered one-shot small investments, but we rather provide long-term growth support, including follow-on investment. I like that. I like that. In addition, we not only invest, but we simply multiply the huge assets of Japanese companies to grow the business and provide technical support and finance as well. Mm-hmm. As per who these corporations are, Terracuba isn't disclosing names just as yet, but he says he hopes to do so in the coming months. Uncovered Fund focuses on startups based in Kenya. Salute to Anti-Grav, because we there too. Nigeria, salute to Ike and Engineering Cannabis. They hold it down. And South Africa, playing in retail, fintech, health tech, logistics, right? Manufacturing as a service, agri-tech, and smart city sectors. Bro, it is cracking in Africa. I thought we was playing. The general partner says the firm invests in these sectors because they are basic behaviors in people's lives, and we believe it's important to improve convenience as quickly as possible. So far, it has backed 5 startups across these sectors and markets. They include Kenyan e-commerce platform Sky Garden, U.S.-based and Africa-focused health. Holy shit! Wait a minute. U.S.-based and Africa-focused health tech startup RX All. Let's do this. We'll open that new tab. We'll take this. We're going to take a look at them later. There, we're going to put that there. Okay, Mike, you say you're going to be... Okay, that's what's up, Brody. I'll hit you on the line, man. Maybe like this weekend, man. Let's chop. Music is... Really, man? God damn it. What is up with the sound? Oh, give me a second, dude. Give me a second. Let me figure out what's going on with my sound here, man. How about now, man? How is it now? Does the volume go down? Yay, nay? Man, ever since I updated this damn NVIDIA card, dude. Here. What about now, man? Yeah, it's better. Okay. Damn, dude. Ever since I updated this shit, man, my computer been buggy because Aceto Corsa isn't even giving me sound out of my monitor now. So, but I updated the driver and then I updated the game and I updated CardCraft, which was stupid of me. I should not have done all that at the same time. What's going on, Paul?
Hey, what's going on, Doc? Can you hear me?
I'm over here having like just stupid ass problems.
Yo, man, I've been in this tech thing 20 years, and I can tell you one thing at a time, bro. You update 3 things, and that's
yeah, it was really dumb of me, dude. It was like I was on Steam, and it was like, oh shoot, CardCraft has a graphics overhaul update, and then it was like, oh, GT DLC pack is available. Buy an update, and then it was like, oh, NVIDIA card update, and then it was just like some stupid shit. Okay, my bad, dude. All right, now that we got the sound better. All right, cool. Let me get back in it over here. But I did drop that link to RX Delivered. This is the US based company that's focused in Africa. I'll have to look at this. Okay. All right. So health Africa focused health group tech startup RxAll, Francophone Africa mobility startup, Gozen. Okay. Kenyan fintech company. Wait. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me open them up. Kenyan fintech company Leapalator and Y Combinator backed Nigerian digital freight startup Send Technology. Wow, let's look them up. I'm gonna check all of them out. some of these companies are doing business in other countries, and Teracuba says that the firm is willing to fund startups in other African countries as well. We are looking for African startups to expand their business across multiple countries. So we welcome startups from any country as long as the business can scale. Uncovered Fund joins other Asian early startup VC firms like Future Hub, Keppel Africa, and recently launched Sherpa Ventures, which have launched within the past 4 years and funded over 50 African startups during that period. Teracubo said his VC firm hopes to increase this number by backing 15 startups this year and furthering the synergy between African founders and Asian investors. We are looking into joint development from Africa to Asian markets, and that is the big vision we have for the future, he said. As a VC and also an entrepreneur, I'm looking forward to the challenge of working with African entrepreneurs to create that future. Wow. Got anything on that, Paul?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. So in the next 6 months to the next 12 months, I got a little bit of a track record on this. I'm not trying to humble brag. I've done significantly well. Significantly well on crypto, which I'm getting my teeth knocked in like in the past 2-3 days, but it's all good. Significantly well on some early EV stock, which again, getting my teeth knocked in the last couple of days, but again, it's all good. And what I envision happening is a couple of different things. Oh man, I gotta keep this really short, but I spent a lot of time on this, so it's hard to.
Hey, I think your sound, you sound like maybe a little far away from the mic.
All right, my bad. Is that any better?
That's a little bit better, yeah.
All right, word. So let me try to give you a really shortest version. A lot of people think that it's new technologies by themselves that come on and change things completely. That's not true. It's usually 2 or 3 different technologies that get together and come on and change things completely. And a convergence is coming. It's blockchain technology, African logistics. And so what happens when you are able to securely source and identify materials, shipping, anything through like a blockchain, and it is with a business in Africa? Africa is getting ready to explode, man. Explode. Like fortunes are going to be made there, man.
We got Mike V on the panel. My bro's about to hit Kenya later this year. What's going on, G?
Yo, what's going on, man? Peace to the panel, peace to the chat.
Good, man.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
What you got on it, man?
I'm just now coming in on it, so it seems like you guys are covering the prescription drug startup.
Yeah, I'm posting the links to these companies that was in that article here.
Okay.
I want to look into some of these here, right? Because that RX Delivered is U.S. based, right? But they deal with Africa, and then there's also that Send their logistics, right? So we're talking, we're talking cargo, right? Air and ocean, customs, everything, right? So these are resources we really do need to have in our back pockets here.
You know, what's interesting about the article is it talked about the investments that's going into Africa from a startup perspective. Africa collectively is receiving more startup investment from VCs than African Americans are in America.
Right.
I think African Americans make up 3% or less than 3% of startup investment from VCs in America. And so when you weigh out the proximity cost or the proximity of investment, you see that Africa has rapid scaling, and African Americans are not getting the same sort of attention. There's a few articles that came out, and I think we covered it. The brother from Atlanta who did the Razor startup, he had a hard time.
Is that the Boaz Bikes?
Say that again.
The Boaz bikes, the blue bikes, the
No,
little.
the razor, the face, the beard, the beard startup that he had, he developed. He was
Oh yeah. No, we did cover
right.
that one. That's right. Yeah.
He had to leave there because he wasn't getting the proper support over there, support mechanisms over there. So he went back to Atlanta, and that's when it kind of blew up. But that's
Right.
kind of my point, right? That Black people in America are not really receiving all that much attention when it comes to startups. Whereas I think I read a report this morning, something like 87% of the startups in America, from a tech perspective, are actually white males.
Yeah.
87%, and the rest
Yeah.
are
I mean,
Asian, Indian, and then everything else, right?
yeah. It seems like their startups never have a problem getting some seed capital, man.
Right, and they said the problem is that white VCs typically see Black startups as pretty risky. But they don't feel that way about white startups, even though most startups fail within the first year.
Right. Exactly. Right. But somehow, I'm less comfortable with yours.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Mike, this is the one you had sent to me here. This is from NBC San Diego. Right here, noticing disparities in tech, Afro-Latino entrepreneur launched a startup incubator. So this is really just hitting on what we were just talking about right now. First generation Afro-Latino immigrant is making a name for himself in the entrepreneurial world and is using his talents to create a space for more people like him in tech. Luis Martinez is founder of We the Plug. I mean, damn, dude, you could have came with a better name, bro. But all right. An incubator created to help underrepresented groups launch their own tech startups by providing the tools necessary to get their ideas off the ground. In the tech and innovation space, the Black and Latino communities are mostly underserved when it comes to resources, when it comes to access to capital, which is Mike was just saying. And those are the two main functions you need as a startup in order to succeed, Martinez said. With We the Plug, we focus heavily on the fundamentals of how to build a company so you won't rely solely on venture capital. According to a 2018 report, the Small Business Administration, less than 2 million of the 12.2 million business owners in the United States were Latinos. In 2016, a survey of business owners conducted by the SBA's Office of Advocacy found about 2.6 million businesses were Black owned. Damn. Those numbers were even smaller in tech, obviously. The SBA acknowledges that an important contributor to economic inequality in the U.S. is the racial divide in business ownership. The inability for minorities to access business opportunities contributes to economic deficiencies and limits job creation, innovation, and local economic growth, the SBA said. Martinez noticed the need for support among minorities in the tech entrepreneurial field after attending an event in Silicon Valley. He organized a small gathering to talk with Black and Latino founders to talk about their businesses. That's not him. We went to this coffee shop and there was about 80 people that showed up. I really expected only 5 to 7 people to show up, and I really felt there was a need for more folks in the ecosystem, Martinez said. So he started organizing his connections to create a space where minority business owners can connect with each other with resources and the tools needed to help them go from ideation. Man, I didn't know that was a word, man. I really didn't know that was a word. To securing their first round of capital. The accelerator officially launched in June 2019, and so far the membership program has grown to 400 founders across 3 continents. I wonder what those continents are. The Plug also includes a 12-week incubator program that teaches entrepreneurial hopefuls how to create a sustainable business model. First 12-week program held virtually due to the pandemic, just completed with 9 companies. Martinez has noticed some challenges in getting minority groups to believe they can succeed in the tech space. Shit. Mike, you could talk a little something about that with this platform. Just because you don't have tech skills doesn't mean you can't get into tech, Martinez said. There's room for everyone in tech, so we're just trying to get the local Black and Latinx community to really buy into what we're trying to do. Martinez said, while We the Plug is a global effort, he is making moves to get a thriving entrepreneurial community within San Diego's minority groups. I think San Diego is slowly becoming a tech and innovation town. We want to get our communities to really understand that this is the move that we're making in order to, and we're the move they're making, and in order to kind of adapt to that, he said, as San Diego moves more into the biotech space. Okay, I didn't know that. Martinez wants to create opportunities for minority founders there too. We the Plug has set itself some pretty hefty goals. The company hopes to help launch 1,000 tech and innovation startups, help 100 Black and Latino workers find jobs within those 1,000 companies they helped found, and create entrepreneurial partnerships with 10 cities across the globe. Okay. 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 There's a lot of people that think that because they're Black or that they're Latinx, that the mountain is higher, and it is. This is not for the faint of heart, he said. Entrepreneurship is definitely difficult, but if you can withstand all the negatives that come with that, you will be successful. So we're just trying to show people that you can be successful despite the circumstances. All right, man. Y'all got something on that?
You can go ahead, Paul.
Yeah. So just real quick, like, man, I gotta keep it real. If Black folks think that that they're not playing against the stacked deck with others coordinating against them, they crazy. You are. But it's so funny. I look at like the things that are happening in the world, and as people can communicate better, and as information becomes more readily available, you come to find out that like you're not playing against cats that are superior. You're playing against cats that have superior positions. You're actually much stronger than these people. They just entrenched already, and they already got money. So we will win. But yeah, no, it's not going to be a straightforward or easy thing without any setbacks.
Yeah, excellent point, Paul. Like the article was saying, and I said earlier, you know, it's access to the capital that's necessary, and that's
right.
the problem. And that's why I always push for co-ops, because that came from that space myself. And we've posted a few live streams about this a few years ago. Me working with Ujima, you know, trying to launch food truck startups, or food trucks as a startup, you know, in the co-op space, and actually doing all the math and doing all the logistics on it.
Man, crypto. I remember it was cryptocurrencies involved in that. Everything, man.
Yeah, there's a whole lot
of. This is pre brain trust, y'all.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's about the same time. Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. Like, right. Well, it was right before, because I remember we was talking Ujima, like during the BGS days. But yeah, that was some next shit, because y'all was trying to really set that up within like this cluster within like a community in Boston.
And it's already set up. Yeah,
and the brother that was heading that passed away, right?
Yeah, he passed away. Chuck Turner. Yeah. He's a big visionary, man. And so that's part of this big issue. And that's why I push for co-ops. And I think a lot of people in this space don't really understand what a co-op actually is, and what social impact innovators and social impact incubators and things like that are, you know, and how they can actually help facilitate a lot of our ideas and get us into the tech space a lot deeper than where we are right now. Right now, everything's just on the surface. You know, you have a few cats moving around here and there, but if you really want to have a Silicon Valley inside Black communities, this is how you would go about it.
Yep. What's going on, Jay? Is he still there?
How's it going?
Hey, man. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Did you have any comments, man, before we get to this next article?
No, I'm good. Just listening.
Okay. Well, this next article is from Engadget. Revel will launch $99 per month e-bike rentals in New York. Screw these guys, because this is our business model right here, dude. I hate reading this, Mike. I hate that you sent this to me, man. All right, but we're gonna talk about it, man, because I guess what we'll do is we'll dig into the aspects of the businessmen and why it is that we need to really be looking at micro mobility as the segment of transportation that we really need to start looking into. Revel is expanding on its electric moped rentals by introducing monthly e-bike rentals in New York City for $99 per month in March, the New York Post has reported. While a bit pricey, considering that the Wing e-bike it's using costs $1,300 to buy, the subscription includes perks you wouldn't normally get. The e-bike is delivered straight to your door and includes complimentary maintenance for flat tires, battery, and chain and brakes, all within 24 hours. You also get a bike lock and learning materials to help you navigate through NYC's mean streets. Since the bike remains in your possession, you can take them wherever you want. Revel is starting the program with 400 e-bikes for residents of the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn, but will make more available if demand goes up in the spring and summer. With a flat monthly fee, the program is quite different from Lyft's City Bike short-term e-bike rental offering. However, Revel CEO Frank Reed says that the company didn't want its e-bikes jamming up sidewalks and streets like Lime scooters and other rental products. Okay, I just want to make a note on this. So this is what we have been talking about right here, right? Given that micro-mobility has now basically been a functioning industry within this country of, let's say, 5 years, okay? There's been a lot to learn from the major players that basically took all the lumps. And one of them is leaving mobility assets out in the public venue without them being secured in any sort of way, shape, or form. Okay. So any new startup coming after, like, just kind of observing the environment basically says, you know what? A more tailored business model is what's going to be successful. Dude, I worked for Bird for 2 years. Okay. That's what ours is. Trust me on this. We don't leave nothing out in the open. Basically, it goes to the person who wants it. Or we have strategic hubs where you can go and pick something up. Last summer, Revel shut down its electric scooter service in New York City after 2 riders were killed, and others injured in traffic accidents. When the company returned, it added a required 20-minute safety test and selfie, so riders could prove they were wearing helmets. You guys got anything on this one?
Well, I'll jump in. Yeah, they're saying that mobility as a service, micro mobility as a service, or micro transportation is set to explode after vaccinations go through. So after May, June, July, you're going to see more uptick in the market for those sort of vehicles, mostly because you can't get 2 people inside of an Uber, right? And so people are looking at having personal transportation for themselves, and that's the quickest and cheapest thing they can get.
Wait, hold on. I saw him going. He said, okay, there you go. I thought the link was still in there. All right.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So at this point, is micro transport profitable overall?
Yeah, depending on how you're doing and how it's done. Now, what you have to do. So here's what we'll do. Okay, so we'll do this. I'll to answer that question, I'll preface it by this. First, we have to reference the Micro Factory live stream we did about a month ago, right? Where we talked about how to leverage small spaces to turn them into things like workshops, 3D manufacturing facilities, and stuff like that, right? So perfect example would be like a commercial storage facility that has electricity in it. Okay, you can get one of those units for like $150, $200 a month, but because it has electricity, guess what you can do? You can set up a shop. Okay, with that shop, these scooters can be had relatively inexpensively if you get them in a nice quantity from China. Okay, you also have to have a part stock, so there is an initial investment that has to be had. But once you have these things and you understand, the kind of like the nuances of it and the technology, and you have your workshop in there, think about what your operating costs are versus what your rental revenues are. Say like at $99 a month, and they said they were starting out with like 400. I'd have to dig some photos up where I should, where the city where I'm in now. I came up here to basically launch Bird. We used this as a test site, and we had a commercial storage unit, and we paid $250 a month. That storage unit housed 320 scooters. So we're talking less than $1 per scooter per month. Okay.
So, what about cost? Because, like here, I'm in DC. I see vans going around collecting them all the time. What about those costs? Are
So
those
that goes into the logistics of what they were talking about there, right? So that's how they do, like, sort of like the concierge side of the business, where basically within 24 hours they'll either fix. Basically what they're going to do is replace it. They're not going to just go there and fix it. They're not going to do that. They're going to bring another one, drop it off, right? They're going to disable the broken one and then enable the repaired or the replacement one and onto your account, and you just say, oh, there you go, you got a working one. They'll take that one back to the shop and fix it.
I think
and then they'll stage it. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say, I think you factor in asset loss at something like 10 to 15%.
10 to 15%. That's going to be your cost, right?
Yeah.
So when something, I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. And then you take into consideration the public-private partnership. The city government, municipalities are going to help subsidize a lot of this type of stuff as well, because they don't have the infrastructure and the wherewithal to do all this, right? So they're helping to facilitate and roll out a lot of this type of stuff as well.
Okay, that makes sense. So is that being done now?
Yeah, that's been done for a few years now.
It's been a few years, man.
I think here locally, if you're low income and you make below something like $18,000 a year in household wise, the government actually subsidizes it for you. And so a lot of that's where the profit is going to come from. Upfront profit.
We're going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's probably going. I'm trying to see if it sounds good.
Yeah, the other piece that I wanted to going on as well is that because of these trade relations between China and the United States, I think this is a perfect opportunity to actually leverage Taiwan as a technology partner in all of this, because we don't know what the future relationship within this administration is going to be like, dealing with China directly. So Taiwan and some of the logistics that they have there, and actually America being a respective partner, and probably the only partner with Taiwan, I think there's a lot of opportunities going to come out of that, leveraging that to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard something about Biden's administration saying something about how the plan is strategic competition. I don't know what the hell that means.
Bro. Hey fam, like, I gotta get in on this one. I am literally sitting in Taiwan right now, and let me tell you, I brought my butt here because it is nothing but clear skies and a ton of money on the table. China.
Paul, you have my email address, dude. I emailed you. Can you please?
I will definitely get back to you, man. I'll definitely get back to you.
Because if there's a scooter source there, I would like to talk to you.
Man, let me tell you something, dog. I'll hit you up with an email.
Okay.
It's just barely started to happen where, no, there are full, oh man, yeah, China's got a lot. The problem is this, and the opportunity is this. The problem is that China, I think, is 1960s America. These cats are rough. Like, it's not even necessarily a guarantee that they will honor a business agreement with you. And I got a lot of war stories from folks that have dealt with them. but there are ways to incent them to follow through on their obligations.
Yeah, I mean, if they're manufacturing, like, you know, scooter parts and scooters and stuff like that, and it's not a problem to get the stuff here, you know, out through the ports, dude. Let's talk.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll hit you up because Taiwan right now, just as a larger point, Taiwan right now, oh my God. So China's America, consider Taiwan like Cuba or something like that. The semiconductor industry here, insane, man. Insane. Backlogs for months, if not years. A ton of money to be made.
Now, I don't know. I guess StreamYard doesn't like his phone, or his phone doesn't like StreamYard, or it's both. They don't like each other, so I think he's still having issues trying to get on. So I wanted to kind of maybe just circle back a little bit. We were talking initially kind of about like the sort of like the logistics or the shop side of things, how you kind of set up your base of operations. Now, this next article, and this is Revel once again. Like I said, these guys got it, man. So I wanted to kind of highlight what they're doing here, because this is our plans. We've been just out of pocket funded this whole time, but damn, these guys got it. So in addition to they did the scooter business, right? And then like Bird and Lime and everybody else, they were like, screw this, we took too much, L's, just leaving stuff out. So we're gonna go concierge with it, right? So they're gonna use the same shop space, flip the business model. Then they're gonna do this right here. Revel plans to build a network of EV fast charging stations. Look at that. It says it's the first site. Says the first site will be North America's largest universal fast charging station. Look at this. Electric scooter company Revel is moving into EV charging. It's building its first universal fast charging site in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, which it claims will be the largest such hub in North America with 30 chargers. The station will be open around the clock, and the chargers will be compatible with all electric vehicle models. The hub will open in the spring at the former Pfizer building, and it will initially have 10 chargers. Damn, Mike. So we talking about retrofitting old buildings. What was that live stream? The guerrilla farming and the urban development joint.
Oh yeah.
Rather than making its own chargers, Revel's using Tritium's RTM 75 system, which can deliver output of up to 920 volts and 180 amp DC via CCS connections, and up to 500 volt and 120 amp through CHA DMO. Revel says the chargers can provide EVs with up to 100 miles worth of juice in 20 minutes. It's unclear whether Revel's claim about the site becoming the largest universal fast charging station on the continent holds up. Some Tesla supercharger locations have more chargers, though of course they're not universal ones. While one site in Pasadena, California has 20 universal fast chargers and 24 superchargers. Revel plans to build more fast charging hubs across New York City. Wow. It's not always possible for people to have a charger at home, so it's important to have stations like these, particularly in densely populated cities, in the effort to boost the adoption of EVs. There you go. So you're just going to have spots like this, like inside of larger EV charging networks, when people have what they call range anxiety. Right? Like there's the same thing, like go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's the same. There's some feedback.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay. All right. That should be cool.
Yeah, I forgot my thoughts already. All right, man.
No, we were talking about just the charging clusters, like the networks, right? So the one thing that's going to relieve charge or range anxiety is if you know that there's going to be like in a local area, if there's a spot that you can pull in, plug in 20 minutes, you got 100 miles of range. Right. And then for on your longer distance routes, there's going to be those main hubs where, you know, your Tesla logistics system or whatever is going to kind of map out, you know, or it's going to chart out your route, right? And then it's going to basically give you, you know, suggestions on when to go ahead and hit a charge here, throw it in for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then be off to the next spot. But then there's going to be those spots within those spots where you could just stop and say, you know what, we're going to stop and go grab something to eat real quick. You just pull up, dump in, go eat, come out, boom, you got you like 100, 120 miles of range.
Well, the biggest challenge for passenger-sized vehicles is the icing, right? So you have these sort of, you know, road guys, people with these pickup bulldozers blocking the charging stations for EVs to charge. I read some stuff earlier this week about whether or not they're going to come up with new legislation about going after some of these people, blocking people from, because in Texas, you know, coincidentally, a lot of your Teslas down there couldn't get to charging stations because you had, you know, these bulldozers blocking them and all these other vehicles icing
Right.
the like charging stations. So, I mean, okay, you put the infrastructure up, but how do you protect it, right? This becomes a big challenge.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Never really thought about that.
Wait, Char, what is that? A brodoze?
A brodozer, you know, the pickup truck.
It's like what they do is they take like their lifted F-150s and then go and park it in like a charging spot.
Oh, well, that problem seems like it'll solve itself once EV becomes much cheaper than petroleum vehicles, because those guys will just have to buy EVs too.
Yeah, maybe 20 years from now, but not in the near, not at the immediate moment, because that's what was happening in Texas, right? After the storm, you know, people looking to charge their Teslas, couldn't charge them, and they're running out of battery.
And people parked in like the charging spots.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what was that, like deliberate sabotage? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what icing.
Yeah, it's deliberate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what icing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, icing just involves them double parking over charging stations, making it uncomfortable for electric vehicles to go plug in and charge. Or even recently, someone had a Tesla was being charged, and they walked into like a Whole Foods, and then some asshole waited till the person got Whole Foods and just unplugged the charger from the person's car and then walked away. The Tesla video cameras picked it up.
Yep.
And also, guys, there's what do they call it? Coal rolling, when the big diesel cars or big diesel trucks accelerate and blow a bunch of the diesel exhaust, the dirty diesel exhaust on the people.
Yep.
Yeah, the psychology on that to me is insane and criminal, but Tesla is got a factory in Texas now, or they're building one, and they're going to release the Cybertruck probably before the year is out. All of those machine head, big truck, probably small penis dudes, they small-minded, they weak-minded, so they're going to get converted, I think.
Yeah, I agree. This is like the Luddite movement in Europe, where people are going around smashing farm equipment. I mean, it's not sustainable. Eventually, you're going to get converted.
Go ahead, Complex Rhetorical.
Okay. All right. The next one is from EcoWatch. Kenyan engineer recycles plastic into bricks stronger than concrete. Zambi Mate is an entrepreneur with an incredible goal to turn plastic destined for the landfill into sustainable, strong building material. Her company, Gingy Makers. Hold up. Let me make sure I get these links and drop them for y'all.
To the calm as a poet, I'm last like a dime. Cause I'm like that, yo.
Let me just post that real quick.
You can't coerce a verse. I'm a rhyme, but I wanna get up and rhyme.
Boom.
Some say
There
I'm
you
fierce
go.
like John Glenn because of the places I've been. I embrace it by
Her
spinning.
company, Genji Makers, uses the plastic waste of commercial facilities to create bricks that can withstand twice the weight threshold of concrete. Damn. Genji Makers is based in Nairobi, Kenya, where plastic waste pollution has become a severe problem. A study supported by the National Environment Management Agency found that more than 50% of cattle near urban areas in Kenya have plastic in their stomachs. Jeez. To combat this issue, the Kenyan government outlawed the use of plastic bags in 2017 and imposed a ban on all single-use plastic in protected areas or protected natural areas last year. However, these bans only address the issue of consumer single-use plastic. Commercial waste is still a deep-seated problem within the country. Zombie Mate told reporters she was tired of being on the sidelines and decided to create a solution of her own for commercial plastic waste. With a career in materials engineering, she was able to design a brick made of recycled plastic and sand, compressed and heated to create a strong, sustainable
Complex,
alternative
that
to
music is
concrete.
really loud over you, man.
Is it loud, bro? Okay, hold up. Let me do this. Hold up. I gotta sort this shit out, dude. I don't know, man. All right, we'll do this here. Okay, is it cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Zombie Mate told reporters she was tired of being on the sidelines and decided to create a solution of her own plastic waste. With a career in materials engineering, she was able to design a brick. Okay, I read that part. The fibrous structure of the plastic makes it not only more lightweight, but also less brittle than concrete. Hold up. Here's the YouTube joint right here. Let me just go ahead and post this also.
You could also play the video after.
Hold up. Yeah, let me go back to it.
No sound?
Does it sound cool?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, hold on. See, shit. Hold on, dude. Let me get this right. I forgot because I did the screen share, but I didn't enable the audio because it was seemingly I'm having audio issues here. So let me pull this and let me run it back. Okay, how about now?
Zambi Mate. I'm the founder of Jijenge Makers Limited.
You're good.
Okay.
Plastic waste into building products. Plastic waste is not just a Kenya problem, but it's a worldwide problem. And here in Nairobi, we generate about 500 metric tons of plastic waste every single day, and only a fraction of that is recycled. We decided, what more can we do instead of just sitting in the sidelines and complaining? Essentially, companies have to pay to dispose the waste. So we solve their problem. The waste essentially comes for free. This is the plastic waste we get from factories. With this, we mix with sand, as the plastic is like the binder. We have 3 machines. The extruder does the mixing of plastic waste with sand at very high temperatures, and then the press compresses it. Plastic is fibrous in nature, and so therefore the brick ends up having a stronger compression strength. Does that look like waste to you? It's almost half the weight. So therefore, during transportation and installation, it's faster in terms of cost implication. We right now have a capacity of producing 1,000 to 1,500 bricks a day. So far, we have recycled 20 metric tons, and we are looking to push that value to 50 by the end of next financial year. Winning the Young Champions of the Earth award is a huge motivation booster for us as a team. It's been a long 3-year journey, and so this was like someone saying, I see what you're doing and I appreciate that. And with this platform, we're looking to see how we can get on both partners to scale this solution, not just in Kenya, but all over Africa, just to start. And in addition to that, be able to impact and motivate other people and other youths to do similar things in different places. So right now we are just making paving blocks, but we now want to make actual building blocks. As I like saying, you have to be true to your why. Why are you doing this? What is the motivation behind it? For me, I was just tired of being in the sidelines of seeing plastic.
Wow.
I ideally jumped in off a cliff without even a parachute. I was building it as I was falling down. But isn't that how great things are done? So act for nature.
That's dope, yo.
Yeah, I think the United States actually sends their the recyclable plastic to Kenya now, if I remember
Are they
correctly.
sending it to Kenya now?
I think they stopped sending it to China. I think they now send it to Kenya and another African country. It might be Ghana.
They used to send it to because you remember what's his name? Duterte started sending this stuff back
That was the Canadians that were sending it to
to the
Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah, sent it
Yeah,
back to the Canadians.
yeah, he
But
sent it back.
there's a
Yeah,
lot of opportunity that can come out of plastic recycling as a composite material.
That's amazing. And yeah, China made that as illegal, man. Like yeah, they don't want none of that now.
Yeah.
wait, you say that again?
China, so what was happening in China is that they used to send all of that low grade plastic back on the big ships that would bring supplies over. They would send it back to China because they would get like a little bit of teeny tiny money for it. But China made it illegal because what was happening is the same thing that happened any place. Like they weren't processing it responsibly, and they were giving a bunch of people around the factories cancer, man. Like they was dumping the byproducts and the waste material into the rivers and the air, and the Chinese government was like, enough of that.
Wow. All right. You get to the final article on the docket here. This is from sciencemag.org. Scientists entered people's dreams and got them talking. In the movie Inception, Leonardo DiCaprio enters into other people's dreams to interact with them and steal secrets from their subconscious. Now it seems the science fiction plot is one baby step closer to reality. For the first time, researchers have had conversations involving novel questions and math problems with lucid dreamers. People are aware that they are dreaming. The findings from 4 labs and 36 participants suggest people can receive and process complex external information while sleeping. I know a little something about that. This work challenges the foundational definitions of sleep, says cognitive neuroscientist Benjamin Barrett of the University of Wisconsin-Madison, who studies sleep and dreams but was not part of the study. Traditionally, he says, sleep has been defined as a state in which the brain is disconnected and unaware of the outside world. Lucid dreaming got one of its first mentions in the Greek philosopher in the writings of Greek philosopher Aristotle in the 4th century BCE, and scientists have observed it since the 1970s in experiments about the rapid eye movement phase of sleep, when most dreaming occurs. 1 in every 2 people has had at least one lucid dream. About 10% of people experience them once a month or more. Although rare, this ability to recognize you are in a dream and even control some aspects of it can be enhanced with training. A few studies have tried to communicate with lucid dreamers using stimuli such as light shocks and sounds that enter people's dreams. But these recorded only minimal responses from the sleepers and did not involve complex transmission of information. 4 independent teams in France, Germany, the Netherlands, and the United States tried to go further and establish complex two-way communication during dreams using speech and asking questions the sleepers had never heard in their training. They recruited 36 volunteers, including some experienced lucid dreamers and others who had never experienced a lucid dream before but remembered at least one dream a week. The researchers first trained participants to recognize when they were dreaming by explaining how lucid dreaming works and demonstrating cues, sounds, lights, or finger tapping that they would that would represent while dreamers slept. The idea was those cues would signal to participants that they were dreaming. Nap sessions were scheduled at different times, some at night when people would regularly go to bed, and others early in the morning. Each lab used a different way to communicate with the sleeper, often spoken questions to flashing lights. Sleepers were told to signal they had entered a lucid dream and answered questions by moving their eyes and face in particular ways. By, for example, moving their eyes 3 times to the left. As the participants fell asleep, the scientists monitored their brain activity, eye movement, and facial muscle contractions, common indicators of REM sleep, with electroencephalogram helmets outfitted with electrodes. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So when I was like 9 years old, um, I I, I had one of those put on me. I can tell you all about those, man. I was like 9, dude. I had one of those put on me. Um, yeah, it's another story for another time.
A lucid dream? Is that like the
No,
same thing
an
as a
electroencephalogram helmet.
yeah? But is a lucid dream like the same thing as like a nocturnal emission?
Kind of.
Okay, makes sense to me.
No, no, it's more like you're in a dream state, but you're conscious of it. Yeah, it's kind of like, but it's sort of like on the other side of sleepwalking, right? So sleepwalking is your body's doing conscious activities, but you're unaware. Whereas lucid dreaming is you're on the sleep side of things, but you're aware. It's the other side of it. So that's where like a lot of like you know neuroscientists and stuff like that really want to dig into the minds of people who are aware when their body is shut down, basically. So yeah, I had a couple episodes, man. I had to do one of those experiments. I was like 9. Out of a total of 57 sleeping sessions, 6 individuals signaled they were lucid dreaming, and 15 of them. Oops. In those tests, researchers asked the dreamers simple yes or no questions or math problems like 8 minus 6. Damn, I remember this shit, dude. Like, all right, I'm gonna shut up right now. To answer, the dreamers used the signals they had been taught before falling asleep, which included smiling or frowning, moving their eyes multiple times to indicate a sum, or, in the German lab, moving their eyes in patterns that matched Morse code. Shit. The researchers asked 158 questions of the lucid dreamers, who responded correctly 18.6% of the time. The researchers report today in Current Biology. The dreamers gave the wrong answer only 3.2% to 3.2% of the questions. 17.7% of their answers were not clear, and 60.8% of the questions got no response. The researchers say these numbers show the communication, even if difficult, is possible. It is proof of concept, Baird says, and the fact that different labs used all these different ways to prove it is possible to have this kind of two-way communication makes it stronger. After several questions, the dreamers were woken up and asked to describe their dreams. Some remember the questions as part of a dream. One dreamer reported math problems coming out of a car radio. Wow. Another was at a party when he heard the researcher interrupting his dream, like a narrator of a movie, to ask him whether he spoke Spanish. What the fuck? The experiment provides a better way to study dreams, says lead author Karen Konkoly, a cognitive neuroscientist at Northwestern University. Almost everything that's known about dreams has relied on retrospective reports given when the person is awake, and these can be distorted. Konkoly hopes this technique could be used in the future therapeutically to influence people's dreams so they can better deal with trauma, anxiety, and depression. Damn. So that straight up, they're dream hacking. That's straight up dream hacking. Sleeping conversations might also help the dreamer solve problems, learn new skills. So imagine you go to sleep, right? And they have like this, you put some headphones on, and whatever your dream is, there's going to be these signals that come in, like however your dream is happening, and it's going to program your subconscious. Damn. Learn new skills or even come up with creative ideas, Barrett says. The dream is a highly associative state that may have advantages when it comes to creativity. University of Rochester cognitive neuroscientist Michelle Carr, who is not involved in the study, says she is excited about such future applications, but she stresses that retrospective dream reports can't be replaced. When you are in a dream, your reporting abilities are quite limited, she says. Changing people's thoughts during dreams is still science fiction, stresses co-author and cognitive neuroscientist Ken Pollard, also at Northwestern. Nevertheless, he thinks the experiment is an important first step in communicating with dreamers. He likens it to the first conversation using a telephone or talking to an astronaut on another planet. Huh. Dreamers live in a world entirely fabricated of memories stored in the brain, he says. Now researchers appear to have found a way to communicate with people in that world. Holy fuck. You guys got some on this? Jesus.
That's, I guess it goes without saying, like some people say, I can learn this in my sleep.
Hey-o.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same company or the same dude that owns the company that now has 1/3 of the total satellites in space, a company called Neuralink, actually has a model that they've got in monkey brains, little Bluetooth device with some wires that go down into the flesh of the actual brain. This stuff is about to become super science fiction here in a little bit, and the line between consciousness, unconsciousness, it's about to get real blurry, man.
Well, we covered this before, right? They did it with mice, but it was using telepathy, right? The thoughts of a human being transferred to.
That's right. When they were controlling the mice.
About what, a couple years ago, I think 2019 or something like that. So this is something that is potentially, a whole new application, with AI and AR and VR and whatnot. So
yeah, because I got this Oculus, the Oculus 2 coming in, and I'm dipping my toes into this full immersion thing, but reading that, man, got me thinking, dude. Like, damn, dude, we're really getting into that gray area. We're getting that gray area
and
you just can't. You're not going to really be able to make heads or tails at a certain point.
Imagine the convergence of these three technologies: virtual reality, these neural implants, and a blockchain technology that can irrevocably confirm the existence of digital assets. You could literally do business and write up smart contracts or exist in virtual environments. Like, it's all insane and it's all coming.
Yeah, right.
Or use your prefrontal cortex to mine Bitcoin or something.
That's actually a good point.
Really?
Maybe not Bitcoin. That requires a lot of power, but maybe something like
no, it could be a proof of stake. We could do Ethereum 2.0.
Yeah.
With your left hemisphere or something.
It'll probably be ready by
those ideas out there, bro. You want to keep those in your back pocket. Well, that was the last article here. My plan was to do this live stream here. I want to get some dinner together here. We're just gonna have some rice and egg rolls. I think we're gonna do some stir fry, and then I was going to do an open chat, just like an evening open chat. So if y'all want to give me like about an hour, dude, we'll fire back up. We'll have a chop up. Y'all go with it.
All right, man.
All right.
Works for me.
Yeah. Any last thoughts or anything? I mean, we just covered articles and we're just talking. Anyone?
Nope. Good stream. Thanks.
Okay. Cool deal, man. I appreciate you, Paul, Jay, Mike V, rolling through everyone in the chat. Engineering Cannabis, I see you. Welcome, brother. Nagone, unfortunately, StreamYard just hates his phone, man. So I'm gonna get Zoom sorted out, man. I'm gonna work on the Zoom thing, but like everything else, Zoom was giving me audio issues, so we're gonna get this sorted out in time, man. But yeah, I mean, share this with your fellow techies as well. Hit the like button if you haven't, and we'll see y'all here in a bit. Oh shoot, there's Keep It Techie. Speaking of techies, what's going on, man? Welcome, brother. Yeah, you just kind of came in. Yeah, I'm gonna step out, man, and get dinner together here, and then we're gonna fire back up here in a bit. Okay, y'all have a good one. We'll check you out in a few. Peace.